are we doing all classes?
Yep, we've got math and then language, and then you guys took the language test, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys include it in the envelope?
Yeah. What? I don't remember. I think I did. I hope I did.
Did your servants, your sister and your mom, make sure it was in there?
Oh no, I think I put it in.
Okay, I will assume that it is. I doubt that it's not in there. But let's go ahead and get started. Lesson 110. Here comes somebody else. That is Brianna. She's all sideways and everything. You guys don't like me seeing the video, huh?
Oh, Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. What?
I might have included my lesson with the packet. I might have included it with the packet.
Andre, why? Why? I keep telling you guys, don't put it in the packet.
I know.
You gotta grade it. That means I have to grade it on my own later now. That's all right. All right, what can I do, right? I could send it back and have you grade it on your own. Or just count it as a 0. With you. All right, I'll check it. I can't get into those packets until tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's look at the practice. You have the practice?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. There are only 2. I'm going to show you the answers here that you can see what they are. So that's your first one is the symmetry of the square, the 4 different lines, which I showed you last week anyway. And then F is the only one that's not, that doesn't have symmetry of those letters.
I got a check mark.
Okay. How about you, Brianna?
Yeah, I got one too.
How about you, Eric?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Right.
This lesson is easy.
You get a half lesson pass, Eric.
Oh, yeah. Well, that ain't gonna help because the whole week's half lesson.
It's true for this whole week, yeah. This whole week is half lesson. I told you guys that last week. I don't know if you remember. But because it's we have no test this week, I decided to just go ahead and make it easier for you. Even easier by only having half lessons. But today's wasn't. Today's was a full lesson. So here we go. Lesson 110. Number 1 is 101. Number 2 is 90 millimeters. Number 3 is 160 cubic inches. Number 4 is 60 degrees. 5 is 3 lines of symmetry. 6 is 18 centimeters. 7 is 12 centimeters. 8 is a right angle. 9A is 2.75. B is 275%. 10A is 1 1/10. B is 110%. 11A is 16/25. B is 0.64. Number 12 is 70. 13 is 9/25. 14 is 0.01. And 15 is $175. Any questions on that side? Okay, number 16 is $1.62. 17 is 0.016. 18 is 2 to the third times 5 to the third. Well, hi, Juliana. Nice of you to join us. You may not be able to hear me yet. Can you hear me now, Juliana?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 17 is 0.016. Number 18 is 2 to the third times 5 to the third. Number 19 is true. 20 is 15. 21 is 44 meters. 22 is 106 square meters. 23, rotation, reflection, and translation. It doesn't have to be in that order. It just has to be all 3 of those. 24 is 6 centimeters. 25 is 6.28 feet. 26 is 7/8 of an inch. 27 is 50 and -50. Number 28 is 31.4 units. 29 is 33 1/3, and 30 is 1/3. You'll have to go back, Juliana, and watch it.
Mr. Jones,
Yeah.
what was 27?
50 and -50.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so still don't have Katie here today. I don't know where she is. All right, so let's get your grades for that. What did you guys think about that test in language that you had?
It was pretty easy.
Oh, good.
Bro, that's what Katie just asked me.
Who just asked you?
Katie, she texted me something. You know what she asked me?
What?
Are we having class today?
Why would we not have class today?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Wait, let me text her.
Maybe she just woke up.
Yeah.
All right, so Eric, what did you
Yeah.
think?
28 again. Like, I'm doing really good for some reason.
Hold on a second. Mr. Haynes. Am I right? Uh-huh. I did not. Uh-huh.
Oh. Mr. Jones. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be. I'll double check it though, just to be sure. Because Pastor Fricks, actually, no, I don't think Pastor Fricks even has access to it. So, I mean, he might. I'm not sure. He might. Not that I know of, but it's very possible he does. He might. I don't think he would have now. Right. I thought I had given, I was thinking I had given everything to your wife that your wife would grade for me as well, but I couldn't remember for sure. So there's no reason not to. It's not like we. That's true. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Bye. All right. So, Juliana, you'll have to give me yours later. Andre, you said you gave it in the thing. And then Brianna, what'd you get?
Got a 29.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Katie texted me and showed me that she's at camp right now. She's at a camp.
She went on a road trip.
Okay. Well, what am I supposed to do
I don't
about
think
that?
it's even. It's like one of those outside. She's in tents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's her mom's choice. I mean, I can't do anything about it. So thank you for letting me know, though. All right. Then, I mean, she's responsible. She's not responsible. I don't know what to tell her. That means they probably didn't pick up their stuff this morning, then, or do you know? Here, I'll ask her. I'll ask her. She's texting you from her thing,
She just texted me.
from her phone, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll ask her. Okay, so let's go ahead on to the next lesson, 111. Oh, and so Andre, you said you sent yours to me. Juliana, you can give me yours later. And then Eric and Brianna, I need you to send me a picture of your lesson that you just did. So if you want to do it right now, you can. If you want to do it later, that's fine. Either way. But send it to me by the time after this, either right after this class is done. And then where's my paper? Here somewhere. Okay. All right. So let's look at. There it is.
Mr. Jones,
Yes. Yes.
I looked through the envelope and I found a blank piece of paper.
That's for art.
Oh, okay.
Let's put it in there for you to be able to do your art on. Oh, wait a minute. Here's Katie coming in. Thank you, Brianna.
Uh-huh.
I see one side anyway. Yoda.
I just got the other one.
Sure, I thought you had died a long time ago. Katie, you're on, right?
She has to dial in into her device for it to take the audio. That's what I have to do also.
She's the what?
I in the beginning I have to dial into the audio so I can talk. So that's probably what she's doing right now. I don't really know what it was. I would just press on that button and I have audio now. Now I can speak.
Yeah. You're not showing anything.
I don't even see it on the
You said, oh, okay, I'm talking to her, so. Hello.
Now I see it. She's connecting to audio.
So your family got rid of you, huh? Connecting. So.
There you go. Now I can do. They joined.
I don't know who's making that noise, but it's pretty disgusting. Are we ready now? Poor Juliana. Did somebody spank them?
No, the baby hit herself on the stairs.
Oh, okay. That's not good. Poor guy.
My cousin was carrying her, and then he kind of dropped her and she hit herself.
Well, that's what gravity does. All right, so here we go. Let's go into the next lesson, lesson 111. Applications using division. I have Brianna's. Where's Eric's? I don't see your lesson, Eric.
Oh, I'm gonna text it to you later.
Afterward, all right. So right after the class is done, not later, but right after class is done. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so applications using division. And so we've got 3 different ways that we've done division in the past that you guys have done. You've done it with a remainder. You've learned to do it with a fraction as part of your answer or mixed number. And then you've done it with decimals. And so it says sometimes we need to round an answer up, and sometimes we need to round an answer down. And the quotient of 15 divided by 4 rounds up to 4 and rounds down to 3. And how a division answer should be written depends upon the question to be answered. So for instance, you don't want to cut a person into pieces in order to make it exactly even, okay? Now, you may think that's fun. It may sound fun to you. It's not, but it is illegal still to hurt students for the most part. Now, if you have your own child, I suppose that's up to the parents as to how much pain they want to give them and what kind of pain they want to give them. That's not something that I have to worry about, though. I can give you pain here at school, and that is time on the line, but you guys don't have that anymore. So, all right. So it says example 1, and 100 students are assigned to 3 classrooms. All right, how many students should be in each class so that the numbers are as balanced as possible? Now, obviously, if you divide it, you get what as your answer? Who can do that in their head? Just evenly, before you have the
33 and 1/3.
In 1/3, bro.
before you have the remainder, how many are in each classroom?
What?
Before you have the remainder, how many are in each classroom? Before the extra one. Yeah, 33 is what you'd have in each classroom. Then you have to take that one person, you have to put them in one of those classrooms because you're doing it as balanced as possible. So the answer is you're going to have 33 in one, 33 in another, and then 34 in one of those classrooms, okay, to make it as even as possible. That's the idea of what you're doing. You're basically taking division and putting it into real life, okay? You're putting it into action in what we would use in real life, okay? So example 2, it says movie tickets cost $4. Jim has $15. How many tickets can he buy? Well, if you divide it like they have here, they divide it and you get an answer of 3 tickets, but then you have money left over. Can you buy a ticket? Can you buy 3/4 of a ticket?
No.
No, they won't let you in for just 3/4 of the movie and then tell you to get out. All right, they just don't do that. And so the idea is that you can only buy 3 tickets in. That's your minimum, or that's the maximum you can buy. And so you have to use common sense to apply to these word problems, all right? Example 3, 15 children need a ride to the fair. Each car can transport 4 children. How many cars are needed to transport 15 children? Well, if you take 15, you divide it into 4 parts, you get 3 and 3/4. But you can't take 3/4 of a car, cut off 1/4 of it, and then that's what you use. No, you have to just use a 4th car. So it takes a total of 4 cars to take everybody there. Another way to look at it would be how many trips would it take? Because if you did the first time you took, and then you took 4, and that would be 4. The second time you took another 4, that would be 8. Third time you took another 4, that would be 12. But then you still have 3 children left, and so that would have to be a 4th trip. And so that's kind of the same idea of what we're talking about here. All right. Now, money you can divide into decimal parts. And so like this next one, example 4, it says 4 workers were paid a total of $15 for cleaning a yard. If the workers divide the money equally, how much money will each worker receive? Well, you can take $15 and you divide it and you get $3.75 per person. Well, you can take $1 and you can make it into smaller parts. But you can't do that with people, and you can't do that with cars, okay? So what if though, all they had were $1 bills and they didn't have any change? Then you would have to give each person $3, and then you would have 3 ones left over, and somebody would be short one of the dollars. Okay, and so, but it's all about practical. What really works in real life, and that's the idea of what you got to look at. Okay, so the same way that you did the problems, they have one of each type of problem in your practice, the same as those examples there, right? Okay, so the idea here that all right, so let's go ahead and give you a practice then on the board. Let's see here.
I just think of it and then afterwards I'll see if it's right.
As opposed to what?
As opposed to writing it, because I don't know how to turn on my camera.
You don't need to turn it on. You can tell me what your answer is afterward.
Oh, just afterwards?
Yeah, why can't you turn your camera on?
I don't know. I can't find where to turn it on.
Oh, just move your thing around. And then when you go to click on your screen where your name is. All right, and then you're going to go to the 3 dots in the top right corner. And then ask to start video. Or just start video, I mean. Here, I'll do this. I'll help you. Did it ask you?
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Do you need that same thing, Eric? Brianna? Brianna knows how to. Barry turned hers off. It was on already. Eric, you know how to turn it on when you need to? Eric. Oh, you do? Okay. So I guess you do know how to. All right. So you don't have to all the time. It's just that I just want to make sure you knew how to because Andre didn't. But I know you're smarter than Andre anyway, so. All right, so let's see here. Hopefully you can read my writing. I'll read it to you after I show you in case you can't read it. I guess the one nice thing about having all those extra whiteboards and things is that I get to use them. All right, so here you go. You ready? All right. It says 200 students are traveling by bus on a field trip. The maximum number of students allowed on each bus is 84. How many buses are needed for the trip? $200 students traveling on a bus on a field trip. Maximum number of students allowed on each bus is 84. How many buses are needed for the trip?
Oh.
Correct, Eric.
3?
Correct. You don't have a whiteboard, Andre?
I do.
And you
How
just,
many buses are there?
but did you use it or are you just guessing?
No, I'm just.
Correct. Correct, Brianna. You take the total number and you divide it by the number of students that can fit on a bus.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb.
It is correct, Andre. Good job. So, Juliana, what do you come up with?
Now I see how to turn on the camera.
Yeah, it's not too hard. It's a little bit different than Skype, but Skype, I can never get people.
Oh, never mind. It's just instant for me. I can do it like that.
Oh, what is it? A button from where?
I'm on a phone. I just press on the screen
Oh,
And-
it works?
and press on stop video or start video.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, I can do that on my screen actually too. Yeah, on mine on the computer, it's on the bottom left side.
Same.
Juliana, you got an answer yet there? Juliana! I don't know if you can't hear me or if you're just ignoring me.
I could hear you.
Okay. I'm that loud. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no.
I'd rather not say, right?
Can't figure it out.
Well, take your 200. So you have 200 students to begin with, right? You're going to divide it by how many can fit on each bus, which is 84. So how many times does 84 go into 200?
2 times.
But you have leftover, right? You have leftover students. So how many buses do you need?
2.
So what about the ones that are extra that won't fit on those 2 buses? Because you have 168 and you have 200 students. You can only fit 168 on 2 buses. So you'll need a 3rd bus in order to be able to get them on there. Does that make sense? So you need 3 altogether, yeah. It's just like, it's sort of like the practice on number or letter, sort of like the practice on letter where it says on example 3, 15 children need a ride to the fair, and then how many cars do you need? You can only fit 4 in each car. So you take the 15, divide by 4, and it gives you 3 3/4, but you can't leave those 3/4 behind. You have to give them a car to be able to ride in, okay? So that's the idea. And you just got to think through it that way. Do it. Any questions by anybody? You understand it now, Juliana, or no?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay. All right, so let's look at language now. New section. Then we have reading together today as well.
Is it a skill lesson?
Is it what?
A skill lesson?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, we were supposed to do it last Thursday, and I missed it totally.
Oh.
You guys didn't have a... I noticed nobody said anything to me about it. Me missing it. Somebody like, I didn't notice we missed it. How many of you are actually keeping up on your work each day?
I
I
am.
Good. That makes sixth graders. Well, except for one of them apparently, because they're out hiking somewhere. But all the fifth graders, about half of them aren't keeping up with theirs. It's unbelievable. I don't know how they're gonna finish by not
Let's
doing
be
it.
honest. There's half of them are 7. Well, almost 7. And that's
Huh?
more than us.
Well, now half of them are 6. Because
Oh, yeah.
the 2 of them are dropped, but
Almost. Well, no. Twin brother kind of even.
all right, well, let's go ahead and look at page number 188. Adjectives, words that paint a masterpiece. All right, now you guys learned about adjectives last year. Or all these things you learned about last year. How well you learned them, I am not sure. I have a feeling you probably missed a few things because some of you did not do your work very well. Doing these video classes actually helps me to understand that you guys need basically somebody to check your work pretty much every day. What's that?
On the last day of school, will we have to bring the books in that you guys are supposed to have?
Yes, yeah. Sometime I'm sure Pastor Fricks will set up a day to do that, and maybe by that time the social distancing thing, it probably won't be completely done, but they may have it relaxed a little bit more than what they had
We
before.
don't know how long quarantine's gonna last. So
What's that?
we don't know how long quarantine's gonna last.
Me? I have no idea.
They could
Governor-
extend it anytime.
He could, but I don't think he will because I think things are starting to calm down. The numbers are getting lower as far as the number of new cases each day. It's on its way down for sure. And the
Yeah.
number of deaths is on its way down. But I mean, the total number, of course, will always go up because you can't have less deaths than what you already have. But I have a feeling that it's going to get better and better, and then he'll start relaxing the standards by that time. So we'll see what happens as far as the opportunity to go on our field trip and everything, depending on what he says is allowed to open, what's not allowed to open. So we'll see. All right, so adjectives, words that paint masterpieces. What kinds of words are adjectives? And so it says right there, an adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a pronoun. Those are the only 2 things an adjective can modify. They can't modify other adjectives. They can't modify adverbs. They can't modify verbs. They can only modify a noun or pronoun. It answers the questions, and these 5 questions should have had a card from last year. I would suggest you make one. Of course, I can't make you, but it's much easier than once we get into adverbs and you have different types of questions, it's much easier to use a card instead of referring back to page number 188 all the time to find out what the questions are. Eventually, you'll find out there are about 3 of them that are the primary ones that they ask: what kind, how many, and how much. Those are your primary ones. But all right, so the first one example it has there, it says an adjective makes the meaning of a noun or pronoun more specific by providing more information. So instead of just saying film, you say that film. All right, and instead of saying just time, you'd say adequate time. How much? What kind of students? Contented students. That means happy students. What kind of students? Happy students or contented students. So whose desk? The teacher's desk. How many donuts? 5 donuts. Hey, that's 1 for each of us. That's perfect. All right. I'll send it in the next envelope. All right. The next one, most adjectives come before the nouns they modify, as in the examples above. In some sentences, adjectives come after linking verbs and modify the subject. Remember I told you about predicate nominatives before, and I said the one other one we're going to study is our predicate adjectives. Predicate adjectives are adjectives that are connected by a linking verb, just like predicate nominatives are, but they describe the subject. They don't rename the subject, they describe the subject. And so they have some examples here. Our neighbor's lawn is beautiful. All right, and so beautiful is describing the lawn. And the next one, John always appears confident. All right, the big black cat was unafraid. All right, and then the cowboy, thirsty and tired, rode into town. All right, so look closely because, look at right below there at the bottom of the blue box. Eric, why don't you read that for us?
Look closely.
No, the little words, the very last thing on the blue box I said.
The little word a, and the are always adjectives. They are called articles. Do not confuse and is a conjunction and is an adjective.
Okay, so an, some people do confuse them with the word and with the D, which is a conjunction, so you don't want to do that. A, and the are always adjectives. They are called articles. You guys probably heard that before. All right, Andre, why don't you read the look closely there?
A proper adjective is a word formed from a proper noun and like a pronoun.
No,
A proper noun. I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought of pronoun.
That's okay. Go ahead and start again.
A proper adjective is a word formed from a proper noun and, like a proper noun, begins with a capital letter.
How about Brianna? Why don't you read those examples?
Proper nouns. America, Rome, Shakespeare, Paul. Proper adjectives. American cars, Roman government, Shakespearean drama, and Paul's friend.
Okay, very good. So you see how those same words that would be nouns are changed by adding something a little bit to it that comes in front of a noun, like American comes in front of cars, Roman in front of government, Shakespearean in front of drama, and Paul's in front of friend. Anytime, by the way, you have a possessive noun in front of a noun, like Paul's, well, you're always going to have it in front. It's always going to be an adjective. You will never have P-A-U-L apostrophe S or any kind of apostrophe S and it actually be a noun. It's never going to be a noun when you have an apostrophe S in it. All right, and so the next one, so what would you change France to make it a proper adjective, Juliana? So if you said people from France, they're called what? They are what kind of people?
French.
Right, French people. So that would go in that blank. Go ahead and write that in there. Brianna, how about Victoria? Let's talk about Queen Victoria, by the way, in case you're wondering. Something's from that era, that time frame. It would be called what?
Queen?
Yeah, Victorian. And there's a lot of furniture and style of furniture and that type of thing. A lot of the etiquette things that we use today, where you put your fork when you set the table, that type of thing, comes from the Victorian period. The idea of, what's that?
About Christopher Columbus, was he part of it?
Oh no, it was way after Christopher Columbus. It was in the 1800s when Queen Victoria was in charge.
Oh wait, that's who Alexander Graham Bell was. Alexander Graham Bell showed her his new telephone.
Right. All
I
right.
remember that.
So Andre, what would scripture be? How would you just use that as an adjective, proper adjective?
Bible, biblical Bible.
Well, you know, it's got to be a form of that same word. You can't just change the word. What do you think, Eric? Couldn't hear you. Anybody know?
Scriptures?
Not scriptures. That's just a plural form of scripture.
Scriptural? I don't know. I just
You're
said
close.
something.
What did you say, Andre? What did you say?
Scriptical?
Not scriptical. Scriptural. Scriptural. Yeah, if it's from scripture, it's a scriptural passage, you would say, or something like that. All right. How about England, Eric? That car from England is what kind of a car?
English car.
Very good. English car. Okay, Juliana, how about China? The restaurant that serves Chinese food from China is called what kind of food?
Chinese food.
Yeah, sorry, messed up on that one. All right, Brianna, you probably know this last one since you were there not too long ago.
Hawaiian.
Yeah, Hawaiian. And so you would just add an AN on that one to do that one. All right, next page. 189, think B. It says, underline all the adjectives in the following sentences and be ready to tell your teacher the noun or pronoun that each adjective modifies. I'll let you guys do that on your own. On the go back though, it says list the 3 proper adjectives in think B. So Eric in particular, because you have a tendency to get through those little things, make sure you do that, please. All right. So let's have Juliana read on the look closely there at the beginning.
Possessive nouns and possessive pronouns are called adjectives when they come before nouns. They answer the question whose. Is your ticket? Your is an adjective since it comes before a noun.
Okay, so stop right there for a minute. Now remember what I said about possessive. Anytime a possessive word, even a pronoun, possessive pronoun, like your or their, THEIR, anytime it comes before the noun, that turns into not a pronoun anymore, it turns into an adjective, okay? So you've got to be able to identify that that's what it's doing in order to know what it is, okay? All right, Brianna, continue on with the second example.
Is this ticket yours? Is a possessive noun since it does not come before a noun.
Okay, so that one, even though it's a possessive pronoun, it's not before a noun, so it still stays a pronoun. All right, Eric, the next one.
Is this Logan's ticket? Wait,
That's right.
Logan's is the adjective since it comes before a noun.
Okay, and the noun is ticket. And so, and remember I said anytime you have an apostrophe S and it's before it, it's going to be, even if it's not before a noun, it's always going to be an adjective describing something. For instance, if he said, this ticket is Logan's, and you had Logan apostrophe S, that would still be an adjective describing ticket because it would just be a predicate adjective then in that side. Okay, and Andre, the last one.
For think C.
Yes.
Last one. The card is a.
We're not think C, sir. We're going to look closely. Where have you been?
I don't know.
Guys, I don't want to make you have your cameras on, but if you're going to not pay attention to what's going on because I can't see you, then that's not going to work, okay? You guys have got to be up with what's going on. You've got to be paying attention. It's not going to be helpful just for you to do your own thing while I'm doing the class just because you feel like you know it already, which apparently you don't. So if you wouldn't mind doing that fourth one there on the look closely, the example you may have is what it says to begin with.
Me?
Yes. Still lost, huh?
Oh, you may have Logan.
Logan's, yes.
Logan's. Logan is a possessive noun since it does not come before a noun.
Okay, so that's the only time that it won't be an adjective, even though I said that it always would be an adjective, but that's the only time when there is no adjective or no noun for it to modify. So you see, you may have Logan's. It's a simple statement, but it's not Logan's anything. And it doesn't say this ticket is Logan's, and then where Logan's would describe the ticket or say whose ticket it is. So, all right, I'll read the last part. This, that, these, those, whose, which, what, and other words, which, by the way, all those are called what kind of pronouns?
They,
What's that?
Demonstrative and interrogative.
Yes, demonstrative and interrogative pronouns. And other words which function as pronouns can also be adjectives when they come before the nouns. This game, which game? This game. This is a funny game. That pronoun is acting as the subject there, and that still remains a pronoun then. But the other one, this game, comes right before the noun. That is an adjective as well. And then you're going to do think C on the bottom, and that is your assignment. It's think B and think C. Don't go back. All right. Any other questions? Bless you. You have a cold or allergies?
I don't know.
Like you're
I
saying.
think it's the allergies.
Yeah, there's a lot of pollen out right now. All right, get your reading out, guys.
What page are you doing?
It is page 262. No, we did that one. Never mind. That one we did already. Oh, let me see. I've got it written down here. What lesson was it? Lesson 109. Uno momento. Oh yeah, no, this one we're doing together because I just wanted to read it with you. It's a basically it's a poem. So page 474 in your book. It's not a skill lesson today, actually. Now, what I love about our book, and I'm sure a lot of reading books are the same way for schools, are the graphics and the art that is put with some of these things, like this particular one. You see the sparrowhawk that is honed in on the little mouse there on the bottom left. I don't think the mouse is going to live much longer. Okay, the way this picture is showing anyway, and so it's very realistic in that sense. It's not playful. It's a very serious thing that's getting ready to happen. The mouse is getting ready to be lunch for somebody. And so,
What page is it?
474 in your regular book.
Okay.
Are you there?
My regular book is in the other room.
Okay, sorry about that. So, and then in the background, what type of area is this that is pictured here? Not necessarily that it is the way that the author intended it, although I have a feeling it probably is because of where sparrowhawks live.
Like a forest and a field.
Okay. What was that, Eric?
A prairie.
Prairie? Anybody else have any other ideas?
Like a forest and a field. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you don't have too many forests in a field or a field in a forest. It looks like there is a forest behind there, or very possible. But what it looks like to me is that it's on a mountain, if you think about it. Because first of all, look down, look how it's slanted. Everything's slanted down to the left. And then also, if you see on the very left, right next to that rock where the mouse is, or right next to the rock where the mouse is, right behind it, you can sort of see a mountain. So it's almost like he's up pretty good height here, if you see what I'm talking about. And then there's another mountain that you can see in the valley. If you've ever been hiking on a pretty high mountain, you can see areas like this where you can see other hills and mountains around the area. All right, so let's go ahead and read it together then. The Sparrowhawk by Russell Hoban, illustrated by Sandy Laterza. Wings like pistols flashing at his sides, masked above the meadow runway rides, galloping with an easy rein. Below, the field mouse where the shadow glides, holds fast the small purse of his life and hides. So what do you think that's saying about the mouse?
He's running away.
Yeah, and what else does it say? What is he holding on to?
His life. A
Life.
person's
Yeah.
life.
Well, small purse of his life. The small purse, basically, a purse would be like the winning, the value. It's sort of like the prize. And so the purse of his life, and he hides. It looks like the mouse is getting ready to get away, actually. So I was wrong just from the picture, and so you can see from the picture, it looks like the sparrowhawk is right there. There's no way that mouse is getting away. But apparently in this, it says he hides right at the end. He probably drops in between that crack in the rock there. Mice can get in really small areas. And so, all right. What is, I'm just looking at, so yeah, I didn't read something to you beforehand, so I'm gonna do this. Okay. So what is doing the action of the first 3 lines there?
He's like flying
So-
to get the rat or the mouse.
Ooh, what is doing the
A
action?
sparrow.
Yeah, the sparrowhawk. Okay.
Sparrow.
So the sparrowhawk, it's not a sparrow, it's a sparrowhawk, and that's what's doing the action there in the first 3. And it says, what is it? Why do you think it says galloping? What's it comparing it to?
A horse.
Yeah, and horses we know are pretty fast, and except this is obviously flying, and that's probably what they're referring to is the speed of the sparrowhawk itself, as far as how fast he's moving and how quickly he gets up to speed. And so that idea of the of it with the rain, especially with an easy rain means that it basically has control of itself. Nothing is slowing it down. You know, when you're riding a horse, if you pull the reins back, the horse slows down. It's supposed to anyway. And so that's part of what they're trying to give it an image of the sparrowhawk being like a horse. So what is the rhyme scheme of this poem? Who could tell me?
A.
Go ahead.
It's A B A.
Very good. A, B, A. The first, second, and fourth and fifth lines all rhyme. That's why they're all A, and then B is a different one. So pretty interesting rhyme scheme if you think about it. Then we can stop with that. All right. So you have 2 work text pages to do. Well, actually only one. 179 on that. And any questions on that?
No.
No.
All right. Well, that's it for today. Have a wonderful afternoon. Be good.
Okay.
Okay.
See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Oh,
Bye.
don't forget to send me a copy of the picture, Eric. I better text him. See you guys later. Bye.